The voicemail was still playing when I turned the car around. "Sir, there's been an incident. Please come immediately." No details, no tone, just that word, incident, spoken like a closed door. Like, comment, and subscribe Huna Stories for more stories. By the time I reached the school, my hands were steady again. That scared me more than panic ever could. Her car was already there. My mother-in-law's white sedan sat crooked across 2 parking spaces, engine still warm. She never parked like that. She liked rules, order, control. The kind of woman who corrected waiters and rearranged other people's furniture when she thought no one was watching. Inside, the secretary wouldn't meet my eyes. "Principal's office," she said too quickly. I heard my son before I saw him. Not crying, not screaming, just breathing wrong. My mother-in-law stood beside him, one hand on his shoulder, fingers digging in like anchors. "He's fine," she said the moment she saw me. "Too fast. He just tripped. I'll take him home." The principal didn't nod, didn't agree. He looked relieved that I'd arrived. I stepped into the room fully. Then my son's lip was split. Purple swelling crawled up his cheekbone. One sleeve of his uniform was torn clean at the seam. I didn't touch him yet. "What happened?" I asked. The principal hesitated. That hesitation cracked something open. My mother-in-law answered before he could. "Boys play rough," she said lightly. "You know how dramatic he is." She laughed alone. I looked at my son. He wouldn't look back. He kept his eyes on the carpet, shoes turned inward, hands clenched like he was holding something invisible together. I knew that posture. It was the same one he'd had when he broke the lamp and waited for the punishment he thought was coming. The principal cleared his throat. There were differing accounts. "Accounts?" she repeated. "From children?" I finally put my hand on my son's back. He flinched. Not from pain, from expectation. Something inside me went quiet. "When was the incident?" I asked. "About 30 minutes before the call," the principal said. I nodded, did the math. My mother-in-law lived 20 minutes away. She hadn't been called. She'd been there. "May I see the footage?" I asked. Her nails dug into my son's shoulder harder. "There's no need." "I'd like to see it," I said again. The room waited. The principal stood, went to his desk, and turned the monitor toward me. My mother-in-law's hand slipped from my son's shoulder. She smiled. That was the moment I knew. The footage didn't start with the fight. It started with the parking lot, my mother-in-law's car pulling in too fast, the door opening before the engine stopped, her walking toward my son with purpose, not concern, not worry, purpose. She grabbed his wrist. He tried to pull away. She leaned down, face inches from him, jaw tight. I couldn't hear the words, but I recognized the mouth. "Obedience." He shook his head. That's when she shoved him harder than necessary. Harder than accidental. He stumbled backward into another child. Both went down. Chaos followed. Children shouting, a teacher running into frame, but my eyes stayed on her. She didn't rush to help. She adjusted her coat. Then she reached down, whispered something again, and yanked my son up by the arm. The footage ended. No dramatic music, no justice baked into the pixels, just truth. Behind me, she spoke softly. "You're misunderstanding." I raised a finger. She stopped. The principal was already dialing someone. District office maybe, or legal. I knelt in front of my son. "What did she say to you?" I asked. He swallowed. "She said you were raising me wrong." That was enough. We didn't confront her there. That would have been too easy. I thanked the principal, asked for a copy of the footage, filed a report without raising my voice. She followed me out, silent now. At home, she tried again. He embarrassed me, she said. Finally, I was trying to correct him. I played the video on the TV. Big screen, slow motion. I let her watch herself. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. That's not. I've already sent this to a lawyer, I said calm. And to my wife, she sat down hard. You wouldn't, she whispered. I looked at my son asleep on the couch, ice pack melting onto a towel. I already did. The school banned her the next morning. My wife didn't speak to her for 3 days. That was longer than ever before. Then the call started. Crying, bargaining, anger. I didn't answer. Instead, I forwarded the footage to her church where she taught Sunday school, to the parents group she ran, to the family chat where she liked to give advice. I didn't add commentary. I didn't need to. Truth is louder when you don't dress it up. She showed up once more unannounced. I opened the door, stepped outside, and closed it behind me. You ruined me, she said. I shook my head. You did that 30 minutes before the school called. She reached for my arm. I stepped back. That night, I sat beside my son until his breathing evened out. He never asked why his grandmother disappeared. Children understand more than we give them credit for. I watched the security footage one last time before deleting it from my phone. I didn't need proof anymore. She'd lost access to the one thing she wanted to control. And I'd learned something important. People don't hurt children by accident. They hurt them because they think they're untouchable. She was wrong. I turned off the light, and for the first time since the call at 11 a.m., I slept without listening for footsteps. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe Huna Stories for more stories.